ABC News Now.
All right, thank you for joining us. I'm Shanika Grimshaw. So we're going to get to your top stories in just a bit, but we want to talk to Jackie about the weather and how it's going to look today, Jackie. So we did have a very hot start to the week, but we're getting some relief.
Yeah, finally some relief for the end of the week. We do not have a DMV first warn day for the day today because we're not tracking that high heat. It's still going to be humid, but today high temperatures will be much different in comparison to what we had earlier this week. We'll see those highs upper 70s to right around 80 degrees. But like I mentioned, still humid. But yes, this is a big difference compared to those upper 90s and also compared to the triple-digit heat index values we've been dealing with the last several days. It's really all thanks to the cloud cover. We have a backdoor cold front that swung through earlier this morning, and also that wind direction will be mainly out of the east-northeast, keeping us more so on the cooler side today. There's that threat for some showers and thunderstorms back out towards our westernmost areas later on today. That could create some areas of localized flash flooding out towards western Maryland, so heads up. Rest of the area could see a stray or spot shower or storm today. We'll have more details in that weekend forecast coming up.
All right, Jackie, thank you. Breaking news this morning. D.C. police now confirming a deadly shooting in the district. Officers found a man unconscious at around 2 this morning on 4th and Chesapeake Street in Southeast. Homicide detectives are investigating. Anyone with information is asked to contact them. And a national case about parental rights and focusing on Maryland's largest school district. The Supreme Court deciding today if parents can pull their children from class when books feature LGBTQ characters. DC News Now's Ben Dennis has the story.
Years of debate outside of the walls of Montgomery County classrooms, soon to be settled behind the columns of the U.S. Supreme Court. In 2022, Montgomery County parents argued they should be able to opt their children out of lessons that included books with LGBTQ characters.
I want to be able to parent the way God has called me to parent.
A diverse education creates spaces in which we all thrive.
At the time, school administrators said parents could opt out, but the board reversed course a year later, leading to a lawsuit and eventually the Supreme Court.
We teach our son that gender is a gift from God and a natural, unchanging part of who we are.
What's radical is pretending kids don't deserve to see themselves in the stories they're sold.
The court's decision, unknown, but their majority of 9 justices signaled they may side with parents citing religious rights.
You're not seeking to prohibit instruction in the classroom. You're just seeking not to be forced to participate in that instruction.
That's correct.
And the court's decision comes at a time when religious rights and diversity programs come to a head, and their judgment will also set precedents to challenges for years to come. And happening today, a major traffic shift in McLean on I-495. This is to make way for new lanes on the Northern Extension project. VDOT crews will shift traffic on all 4 outer loop lanes to the new lanes. The work will start at 8 p.m. tonight until the middle of July. And an update to a story we've been following. Federal authorities now say Kilmar Abrego Garcia will face federal smuggling charges in Tennessee before any attempts is made to deport him back to El Salvador. The Maryland father is in a Nashville jail, and the charges stem from a traffic stop 3 years ago. Prosecutors say he was smuggling people in the country illegally. Abrego Garcia was mistakenly deported to El Salvador in March, and his attorneys asking the judge to order his return to Maryland when he's released. They say this would prevent likely attempts by ICE to quickly deport him. And new court documents out of Maryland revealing some disturbing details. A Parkdale High School teacher has been indicted on multiple charges of sexual abuse against a child, including rape. The state's attorney saying Amir Johnson abused the child between January and April of this year. Johnson has been suspended from the school, and officials releasing a statement saying, quote, Prince George's County Public Schools is committed to the safety and well-being of our students and staff. And the school system is taking this matter seriously and fully supporting law enforcement in their ongoing investigation. And in the district, revving engines and loud mufflers are driving neighbors to complain. Some in Northwest are urging local leaders to turn down the volume. They're telling DC News Now's Max Marcilla there's a sound solution already there.
It's loud here along the Potomac Parkway 66 tunnel.
Commuters and travelers routinely make their way in and out of the district, but it's at night when some say they hear the most problems.
It is loud.
Think of a loud motorcycle with somebody's just revving his engine, or a car that doesn't have the muffler properly fixed.
Gregory Squires and Matt Lawler live right above this stretch of road and tell us they're constantly up in the middle of the night because of loud, disruptive cars.
Look at under my eyes, there are circles. So I've lost a lot of sleep.
Beyond personal inconvenience, they call the noise a health and safety issue, and they're even more frustrated because they feel a solution is right there.
We think we found a fairly cost-effective and simple solution. That would be acoustic or noise cameras similar to the speed cameras that we have.
Noise cameras are a newer idea, but DC would be far from the first to do it. In fact, neighboring Montgomery County is in the midst of a pilot program now, and a DC council member actually proposed a similar program a few years ago.
It's really problematic when these vehicles are purposefully altered to remove parts of them to make them so much louder than they naturally are.
As we reported in 2023, Councilmember Brooke Pinto introduced a bill to start a noise camera pilot program. It never passed. Testimony from then interim director of DDOT Sites Equity and Technology Concerns also saying while excessive noise can be a disruption to communities and present legitimate concerns, the focus of DDOT's automated enforcement program must remain safety. Speed cameras, which are across the district, an example of that.
They should be enforcing this.
Meanwhile, Squires and Lawler are urging district officials to reconsider and pilot noise cameras.
Let's get the trial up and let's do what other cities have done to successfully solve this problem.
In Northwest, Max Marcilla, DC News Now.
All right, turning now to Maryland, the State Department of Health releasing new data on gun violence in the state. They say over 670 deaths in Maryland were caused by firearms. And nearly 55% of those deaths were homicides, and 44% of those deaths were suicide. The data also shows firearm deaths have been slowly decreasing. Deaths have dropped nearly a quarter since 2021, and it shows there were 780 emergency department visits for non-fatal gun injuries. And a Waldorf man is in custody for shooting and killing his neighbor's dog. Police arrested Dejon Warren last Friday. The shooting happened back in May near Ruston Place. And the Charles County Sheriff's Office says Warren got into an argument with his neighbor, and during the argument he got a rifle and shot at the neighbor's dog when his neighbor went inside of their own home. Warren is facing a animal cruelty charge along with reckless endangerment. Also in Maryland, a father reuniting with his daughters who have been missing for 3 years. Montgomery County Police say they found the 6- and 10-year-old girls with their mother, and this was during a welfare check at the Residence Inn in Wisconsin, on Wisconsin Avenue in Bethesda yesterday. They say the father is from Missouri and made a police report in that state. The family was last seen in Florida. It's unclear how they ended up in Maryland, but police are investigating. And some families displaced this morning after trees fell on several homes in Silver Spring. Montgomery County Fire and Rescue says yesterday's storm caused trees to fall near Valleywood and Holdridge Drive. Crews say no one was injured. All right, yeah, we had some storms yesterday. We were really hot. We had a really hot beginning of the week, but now to end the week on Friday, it's cooling off just a bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. So a brief break from all of that high heat, but we're still going to be tracking the humidity today. Just thankfully, we don't have that paired up with all that heat that we had earlier this week with high temperatures, mid to upper 90s. Today, we'll be back in those upper 70s to right around 80s. So that sounds much nicer out there compared to earlier this week. Cloudy out there today. A few showers and thunderstorms cannot be ruled out. The best chance for that thunderstorm activity mainly back out towards our westernmost areas later on today. Saturday as a cold front dives in from the north and west. Stray storm cannot be ruled out late Sunday. Aside from that, looks like Sunday will be the drier days out of the weekend. Highs today topping out upper 70s to right around 80 degrees. And that's really thanks to a backdoor cold front that's swinging through, and that's shifting that wind direction to mainly out of the east northeast. And that will continue through the day. Cloud cover will stick around through much of your Friday, also keeping temperatures more so on that cooler side. Back out towards our westernmost areas. That's where we see some clusters of thunderstorms popping bubbling up, and those hovering over the same area for several hours. So that's why there is a flood watch that's issued for parts of western Maryland, parts of West Virginia. That goes until 10 p.m. tonight. So that is where we do have a flood watch. Elsewhere, though, tracking some drier conditions, although there could be that stray shower or storm elsewhere as we look ahead towards later this evening. Then as we are looking ahead towards tomorrow, we're looking more so into the afternoon hours for that thunderstorm development for across the area as a cold front swings through. There's that flood watch until 10 p.m. tonight, back out towards Garrett County into western Maryland and also parts of West Virginia outside of our viewing area. Looking ahead towards Saturday, starting off with some clouds in the morning, winds shift to mainly out of the south. That southerly flow allowing for those hotter temperatures to climb back in. We're talking highs right around those lower 90s. But as the cold front approaches from the north and west, out ahead of it, we'll see those clusters of storms bubbling up. And we're talking between 2 and 4 p.m. Some of those sliding in from the north and west. And some of these clusters of storms could contain that heavier rainfall that could limit visibility and also could create some ponding on those roadways. And that cold front clears the area just in time for later on Saturday evening. And then looking ahead towards Sunday, tracking drier conditions, wind shift to mainly out of the north. It's later in the day that we could see that stray shower or storm on Sunday. But again, speaking about tomorrow, Saturday, that severe outlook marginal. That's on the low end of the scale, 1 out of 5 on that scale. Just make sure you're staying weather aware for any of those outdoor plans you may have for Saturday, especially into the afternoon. Here's a view of the rest of that 7-day outlook. So after today's cool down, we're back to right around 90 just in time for Saturday and Sunday. Then looking ahead towards the start of that next work week, we're also hovering right around 90 degrees. Some thunderstorm chances Monday and Tuesday. Should be drier Wednesday and Thursday.
All right, Jackie, thank you. Many couples celebrating the 10-year anniversary of a landmark Supreme Court case legalizing same-sex marriage. Even though it's a decade-old decision, there are renewed fears in the LGBTQ community, and their rights are under attack. Our Daniel Hamburg sharing just some of the several stories since that consequential decision.
People who were at the Supreme Court that day remember it vividly. They say it's a reminder of how far this country has come, but how long it still has to go. It's been 10 years since cheers erupted at the U.S. Supreme Court. Same-sex marriage legalized and recognized across the country.
There was the sense that we were now part of our community. We were not others.
Stephen Richardson was there with his husband when the ruling came down.
It was life-changing for so many millions of Americans in this country to finally get a taste of equality. And it was groundbreaking for us. And it was a celebratory experience at the Supreme Court.
I know I was here because we got very busy that night, of course. Yeah.
Freddie Lutz remembers the jubilation at his bar and the conversation he had with his then partner, Johnny.
I asked Johnny if he wanted to get married the next day, and he said, no, but you can take me to Tiffany's.
In the current political climate, after 28 years, they felt it was time to tie the knot on a float in the World Pride Parade.
We literally invited the entire world at World Pride to our wedding.
8 states have introduced resolutions urging a reversal on same-sex marriage, while more than a dozen states have moved to strengthen legal protections for same-sex married couples. Richardson says what once felt like a settled issue is not.
If we become too complacent, that's a problem for our community and other groups in this country who have fought hard for their rights. It is a daily fight. It is not a generational fight.
Polling from Gallup shows that about 7 in 10 Americans support same-sex marriages, higher in 2025 than it was a decade ago when it was 60% in May 2015. Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
All right, switching gears now, check this out. The GOAT with a GOAT. Washington Capitals captain Alex Ovechkin gracing the cover of Washingtonian Magazine's July issue with a baby goat. Look at that, really cute. And these are behind the scenes images from that photo shoot. Totally on brand though, with now that Ovi is the NHL's all-time leading scorer. How cool. All right, happening this summer, restaurants across Falls Church in Arlington are participating in a new Foodie Trek program. This program started this month, and it's intending to bring in more customers. Participating restaurants are mostly in Falls Church. And that's all the time we have for you this morning on DC News Now, but be sure to stick around for more news and weather that's coming up on the news at noon.